So I wanted to make a candid video of some insight that I've had with self-inquiry recently. Self-inquiry will change your life. And so, I put out a meme the other day that says your mind creates meaning to everything, right? So we get to decide, we ourselves have decided if something is good for our life or bad for our life, or that person and what they did is a bad person or a good person based on the meaning that we have in our mind, right? So I put out that meme and here we go, bite me in the fucking ass. Um, if you've been following my journey for a while, you may know that I have an high functioning autistic child. And I have a story that I'm going to release about some of the journey that I've had with being a parent of an autistic child and having to like really fight the system, fight the school system to get what I feel like is needed for my son. And it's a long story, but I have been fucked around for a long time, is what I feel like. Um, and I have been fighting our school system for the last fucking, I don't know, 8 months now. And he is going to middle school. So if you are a parent of an autistic child and they are doing any kind of change, it is a major deal, right? And so I have been getting ahead of the ball game for middle school, trying to get him into a certain middle school. We missed the transfer date because of misinformation that we got from a principal. Long story. So I was told that he was going to this new middle school here in Hayes County. That's where I live. And I met the new middle school teacher for the kids that have behavioral issues or autism or anything like that. And she actually was somebody's sister-in-law that I went to high school with, like a very good friend of mine, sister-in-law. And she was had studied to be an ABA therapist, and that's what Jackson needed. And I was just super, super excited I really had confidence. I was like, oh, this is what the universe is doing. It is getting me to the school that he needs to be with the right people around him, right? So I was really excited. I really was able to relax this summer. I find out yesterday that that teacher is no longer going to be at his middle school. And my family, Jackson doesn't know, were pretty devastated. Like, it was pretty hard moment for us because we're like, we did everything we knew how, so a certain scenario wouldn't repeat again. So in the past, my son was transferred to a different school into a program called the SLC program, the Structured Learning Program, the program for kids that have autism or behavior issues, right? He was transferred to another school. I was ensured that that teacher would stay and he would stay at that school. By the end of the year, that teacher left and got a promotion. And then he was transferred back to the original school that he had already had so much trauma in because they started an SLC program there. I talked to that teacher that started at that one. She ended up leaving mid-year. She was like, I will be here. Don't worry about it. She ended up leaving mid-year because of a family crisis. And then they put substitute teachers. So he's always had this ping pong bullshit going around with these schools. And so I get the devastating news that that's happening again. That I was told one thing and now I have a different scenario. And I actually love this teacher and I'm really happy for her. She was able to get a better situation for her life. But here I am again going into middle school, and I just was devastated. And I was in my car yesterday and I thought to myself, okay, I'm driving to Jackson's therapy right now at this moment. I can go over this with my therapist. So thank you. I'm being present in this moment. Like, okay, what do I have? Because my mind wanted to go into ego thought systems, like the past. This happened in the past. And since this happened in the past, it's repeating itself again, right? And I'm like, why is it fucking repeating itself again? Like, what didn't I fucking learn? But then I realized that was a story. I'm telling myself a story that this is happening again. I don't know if it's happening again. Is that true? I cannot be for sure that that is true, that this is going to happen again and we're going to go down this road again. And so I was able to use self-inquiry. And I've been ping-ponging back and forth. So if you are in this, I do not know who the fuck I'm going to be talking to through this video, but if you are in the game of self-inquiry, you will pong back between your ego and in your present mind, staying present. Why is this happening? What is repeating itself? What are you supposed to be learning? How can this be good? Like all of that. But then your ego mind wants to take you to future and wants you to be the victim of the situation. And so yesterday I was in my car noticing that I was telling myself a story and noticing that was what really was upsetting me. I had to ask myself, what is upsetting me? Well, what's upsetting me is that I believe that they're fucking with me again with this school. I believe that this is going to happen again. I don't believe this is going to be a great thing. And I'm putting emotions into that. So, bitch, you're going to manifest. Okay. So, like, I had to, like, literally calm my body down. I literally had, my whole body was shaking. Like, it was just like, you know, shaking. And I had to literally calm my body down from it. And, I had to stay present. I had to stay present into the moment. Like, what is going on in this very moment? I'm driving in my car. I have AC in my car. I have money in the bank. My husband has good health. He has a job. I have good health. Jackson has good health. We had a wonderful summer. Like right now, I'm doing good. I'm in traffic. I'm going to his therapist. I'm staying present right fucking now. But then I'll go ping-ponging back like I'm crying because I'm upset that this is happening to me because I'm the victim of it instead of it's happening for me. I still don't know the big picture. I don't know why this would be happening for me and for my family. And then I was attached to the story. I was attached to the way it needed to look. It needed to look this way. It needed, like, she was going to be his teacher. And she knew what she was talking about. And it needed to look like this. And now that it doesn't look this way, then I no longer have faith in it. I was attached to that. I have put all my eggs in the basket of his new SLC teacher. And so that's how, like, self-inquiry is helping me through these rough moments. Like, when you become more conscious, when you get into the game of self-inquiry, when you expand your mind, you can use the tools to help you try to stay out of the suffering. Because I want to tell you, 5 years ago, Jacqueline, this shit was happening fucking 5 years ago. So I'm going to tell you what was happening 5 years. I was losing my shit. I was crying. I was upset. And I'm not telling you that I'm not going to cry and upset, because I was sitting at my dining room table earlier crying and upset and repeating the story in my head. And I knew that my ego mind was just repeating it in my mind. And some part of me wants to, like, repeat it and get it out. And then also on top of it, realize that it's just a story that happened in the past. I'm frustrated that I've been fucking doing this forever now. And, you know, all I really want, universe, you've heard me here, anybody that watches this, anybody that's interested and hasn't left the video yet, like, all that I want is my son to be successful and happy and to have the right people around him. The problem is my son can be very reactive, and he can be physical when he's reactive. And if I don't have the right teachers in front of him and in the right programs and the right people to teach him the social skills and help him when he's asking for help when it comes to bullying or understanding stuff, or, I mean, he's learned behaviors in school because we didn't have the right teacher in front of him. We didn't have the right people in front of him. And there was this yo-yo. Nobody was teaching him these social skills. Why? At home, I was trying to. But he's at school for fucking 7 hours. So what the hell am I supposed to do when he's going there and I don't know what they're doing up there? It's just been a fucking shit show. And this is my rant. It's my rant about my life. My life is not always perfect. It's just that I have tools now to be able to handle the chaos that comes at me. And today I'm okay with it. But this is the life of an autistic parent. And it's fucking hard. It's hard. And so my heart goes out to anybody out there having to fight the school system nonstop. Like, having advocates and getting all the diagnosis and getting the right teachers. It's fucking hard and tiring. And it's your kid. And if you've had a kid when you have that kid, your heart no longer belongs to you. It's outside of your body. So I make this video to show people what self-inquiry is all about and how it can help you in your suffering of your life, to notice the stories, to notice the ego mind, to not attach yourself to these stories, the way things need to look. And this helps you. I mean, just being able to do breath work to calm my body when this hit my nervous system, I just was like, just breathe, calm your nervous system, Jacqueline. I mean, just those skills will help you everywhere. So I just wanted to share. I don't know if anybody will watch this, but I hope I've planted a seed that you can see the story. It's just a fucking story, and it doesn't have to be true. And it's just an attachment to the way the things needed to look for you to feel secure. And we'll see how this fucking shit unfolds. That's why I started this channel, is just to have a diary, and maybe somebody will lay eyes on it, and somebody will, you know, get from something from it. But to all the autistic mommies and daddies out there, you're not fucking alone. You're not alone.